DB community, welcome back to another video with Kyle Chris, and today we're going to be going over the Android 18 leader that's coming out in set 20, as well as doing a deck building video, kind of all in one, very more inclusive content here. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. If you guys do, as always, hit the subscribe button, bell, and always like the video as well if you guys want to support the channel, and all of that does help. So thank you guys again for the support. So we have Android 18, which so far with the leaders that have been announced, I definitely think this might be the best leader coming out of the set. I still have I could be biased, but I still feel like Cumber is an incredibly good leader out of the set. This might be the best leader just because it is blue, but only time will tell. So we have Android 18. When this card attacks, you draw one, and you place one card from your drop area under this card, and you awaken at 4 life, or if you have 3 or more cards under this card, then you draw one, restand one, and strike life down to 6. On the awakened side, when this card attacks, you place one card from your drop under this card, and you draw a card, obviously. Auto, when you add a card from your life to your hand, place up to one card on your drop area under this card. Now, this could be from any skill. This could be from a life-taking skill on your side. This could be from sparking. This could be from taking damage. Just says when you add a card from your life to your hand. And then activate battle, add one card from your life to your hand. This card gets 5k for the battle. So that's pretty cool. This gives you an extra little 5k pump. This could help when obviously going for game. You just need a little extra 5k. Now, there's a few very important cards in this deck. Obviously the archetype itself, which we're going to go over. But the Android 18, Krillin, and Marin card, which I believe the first card that Marin's actually on. Marin, I think it's Marin. So this is a Marin Unison 15k, 2 cost, while your leader is Krillin or Android 18, this card gains blocker. So obviously in this deck, this is going to have blocker on it. +2, activate main, draw 1, discard 1 card from your hand. Additionally, if your leader is a Krillin or Android 18, both mono blue, place the 1 Krillin or Android card, both blue, from your drop under your leader at the end of the turn with this card active mode. So this card is a 15k swing. It's also going to cycle a card, add a card to underneath your leader, which is very important for you to be able to play out stuff later on in the game. And then also restands itself. And then -4, choose out to one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, place at the bottom of the owner's deck. This is activate main, which is still very, very good. So this actually allows you to remove big battle cards. Also allows you to remove tokens if you're trying to go for game. You have a few different options here. But this card is very good. Definitely needed for the deck, I feel like. Now we get into the Z leader, which is a 20k Android 18 Excel. I think it's Excel Dance, I think it's what it is. I don't know why I was having a hard time saying that. Z Awaken, when you have 3 life or less, and you Z stack 2, a Krillin and a blue Android 17 that cost 5, which we'll see here in a second. Auto, when the card attacks, draw 1, place up the 1 blue card from your drop area under this card, and then activate main for 3 energy, place 3 other blue non-leader cards from under this card in the owner's drop. Play up to 1 Krillin and Android 17 Z battle card, both blue, from under this card, and this card gains double strike for the turn, which is very cool. So this is kind of your, one of your win conditions you have actually in the deck. Now we're going to go over the other 2 Z battle cards. These are the 2 that you're going to place underneath your leader. We have Android 17 and Krillin. So both these are 5 specific energy and then 3 Z energy. And if you're paying that cost for these cards, are probably not actually as good, but because you can play them for 3 and you get to play 2 of them out, definitely makes it a little bit better. So Android 17 is a 25k deflect crit double strike. Limit 1 if your leader is a blue Android 18. When this card is played, switch it to one of your mono blue energy to active mode, switch it to one of your leaders to active mode, and it gets 10k for the turn. So you play this, you get the restand energy, you restand your leader, and your leader also gains 10k. So you kind of want to swing with this card for you basically swing with your leader first. I mean, you can go into your Z leader, obviously, right? You go into Z leader. Actually, you probably want to swing with your leader first to get the draw effect. And then, I mean, that's 4 energy, so you're probably going to be an Android 18 Z leader first. You swing, you tap 3, and you end up playing the Android 17 Krillin. Android 17 will restand an energy and then give your leader 10k. And now your leader is a 30k double strike base. At the end of the turn, place up to one of your blue Android 18 cards from your drop underneath your leader. And then the Krillin is a 25k deflect dual attack blocker if your leader is a blue Android 18. This card play, she says when your opponent's battle card plays at the bottom of the other's deck, switch up to one of your leaders to active mode, switch up to one of your mono blue energy to active mode. This card gains barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then at the end of the turn, you get to play in the Android 18 from your drop area underneath your leader. So this card also restands your leader, which I find odd. I find it odd that they both have the same effect. I don't know why they both have the same effect, because you can't restand your leader twice. But you get to restand 2 energy. So you're basically tapping 3 to play 2 25k battle cards, and then they restand 2 energy. So you're paying 1. And then this guy's a 25k dual attack blocker who also gains barrier. So you can swing at them once. It's just a really cool effect. It's a really, really cool card. I still don't understand the concept of them both having the ability to restand your leader. But is what it is. Again, I think this is a very powerful combination here, especially for 3 energy up front, and then you basically are paying 1 energy on the back end. And you get a lot. So you get a 10k buff to your leader for the turn. You get to restand 2 energy, you get the bottom deck something, and then you get a 25k blocker which has barrier. So very, very powerful combination. Now we get to the Krillin cards that are coming out in the new set. We have Krillin Powers Expanded, Krillin Defensive Battler, and Krillin Gearing Up for Battle. So the 2 3-drops can be played for 1 energy if your leader is blue, which is very specific, or very non-specific. So you can play it in any blue leader as long as you have 3 or more energy. Powers Expanded, if you have a blue Android 18 card with any cost of 5 or more in play, this card gains dual attack, while Defensive Battler gains blocker. The card that gains dual attack when it's played, you bottom deck a 4 or less, and then it's a 15k dual attacker. Well, the blocker gets to restand at the end of your turn. So these are both very cool cards. These are for just small pressure pieces. Having 1-drop battle cards that can swing multiple times or have other effects is very, very good. You have a bottom deck, plus a dual attacker, and the other one is a 20k blocker that restands itself. So that's pretty good, especially for a blue deck early. This is shaping up to be kind of a tempo blue deck. A little bit less. I don't know if it's as good as Crimson, because Crimson has a lot more tools. But this has the ability of just being able to just do stuff early, and that's really important for blue decks, because most blue decks don't do anything until turn 4 beyond. And Gearing Up for Battle is a 1-drop cantrip. However, it has the effect of activate main, limit 1, burst 1. If your leader's Android 18, places a card underneath your leader. So you play it for 1, draw a card, you burst, and then you tuck this card, and then you swing with your leader, and you tuck the card that you pitched, underneath your leader again. Then we have the Android 18 cards. We have Gearing Up for Battle. This is your top 5 searcher for a Krillin or an Android card, both blue with entry cost of 5 or less. Same activate main as the Krillin. You burst 1, and then you place the card underneath your leader. We have Android 18 Energy Wave. It's a 20k double strike. When this card is removed from battle, you remove it from the game instead. And then a limit 1 auto with 1 blue. If your leader is blue and you have 3 more energy, and you use a blue Krillin card from your hand or battle area, and a combo, play this card from underneath your leader or from your hand, which is really cool. So you can actually play this from underneath your leader, which is great. That means you want to put this card in the drop area, so you can play it from underneath your leader. Just gives you more value. And this card's play up to 1 mono blue Krillin at a cost of 3 from your Z deck, from your Z energy, your combo area, or your drop. This is a 3 cost, so you can play out both of the other Krillins that we saw, which is very cool. So that means you get a 20k blocker, or you get a 15k dual attacker that bottom decks something on top of a double striker. That costs 2 energy essentially, so you're kind of rivaling the card, and you don't have to pay the other effects. You can just play her out if you want to. I think it's very good. I think it's a very, very good card. We have Android 18 and Krillin Future Spun by Battle, 15k dual attack, deflect. You play it for 2. If your leader is an Android 18, you have 2 or more cards under your leader, you play this card from your hand. And if you don't have a unison in play when this card is played, play up to 1 Android 18 Krillin and Marin Family United from your deck with a marker on, and rest mode, shuffle your deck. So this allows you to get out your unison from your deck, and it comes in rest mode, doesn't really matter. You just +2 on the unison, at the end of the turn you restand it. So definitely a very being able to play out a Unison for free, or for 2 energy, you're getting a dual attack 15k and then another Unison on board, which that's pretty solid. So definitely a good card. I want to hopefully this card gets the SPR treatment. I'd love to see the Android 18 and Krillin in SPR. I think that card would look really, really sick. Now, that's going to be it for the actual cards themselves. I'm actually going to go back here. So now we're going to go into the deck building portion of the video, and we're going to come up with something and see if it's viable or not. All right, so we're going to start here. We're going to go pick the leader real quick. Obviously, can't really do much if you don't have the leader. And sorry these videos are taking so long to put out. DBS Planet is just not doing a really good job of putting all these cards on the site. I've tried to do Android 21. I don't think it's even on here still. Yeah, I've tried to do Android 21, but like none of the Android 21 cards are actually on here. There's a few, but it's bad. So we'll start here with the Android 18. Now we're gonna start with a very, I would say, an easy card just to add into any blue Android deck, which is going to be Measureless Strength. Now this card is searchable off the other Android 18, which we're going to add to the deck, of course. But this also can be added as a check land, which is it can be important. We're going to go through the blue and green cards to see if you find anything that's very good. But you pitch this card from your hand, and you can add up to any blue Android, and it costs 5 or less, or you can charge it for free as an energy, because it has no energy exhaust. You can also arrival it. I don't think we're probably going to be doing that in this deck. It's probably not a thing we're really going to be focused on here. They still don't have the set 20 stuff up yet, which is great. So now we're going to go into blue Android 18s, so we can actually grab the cards that are from the new set. So we're gonna do, so this probably gives us most of the new cards. So we're gonna do gearing up for battle. So this card here can actually search out the 18 that we just talked about, which is nice. So we're gonna do 4 of this guy. And see, while we're here, let's look at everything else here. So Speedy Substitution is kind of an interesting card. We don't run a lot. I don't know if I'm going to run a lot of blue-green energy. So if we did, this definitely would be better. But I don't know if we're going to run blue and green energy outside of the other, outside of the 18. Probably not. We'll probably skip that for now. Energy Wave, I would say 3. Yeah, I don't know how many times you're gonna pay 2. I mean, like you're definitely gonna pay 2 for this, but being able to play from underneath your leader definitely makes it more interesting. So probably a 4 up. We're just gonna do 3 for now. We are gonna do 4 of the Android 18 and Krillin, because this way we can only have to play like 2 of the Unison, and as long as we see this on turn 2, we can play out the Unison, right? So that's kind of the idea. Is you want to turn 1 play an 18 or a Krillin, which you're also going to max out a 4 of. You basically want to play one of these guys turn 1, use the effect, burst, put it underneath your leader, and then on your next turn you'll be able to play out the Unison, right? So you play it. Next turn you can actually play. Actually, can you play this card? Yeah, you would have a second card. Yeah, so you probably swing at the leader first, put the other card underneath it. You can play this, and then allow you to play this, and then you put the card underneath your leader, and then you can awaken. So you can awaken turn 2 pretty easily. And now you have a blocker on board with an energy up. I think it's a pretty good play, right? That seems pretty solid. So we'll do 4 Android 18 and Krillin, because we want to make sure that we see this card. This would be cool to play, but I don't know if it's worth it or not. I actually don't know if having a Unison outside, like this card's cool just because it does kind of circulate the leader effect, so it's probably why it's probably good to run this card. And it is a +2, so that is important. Powers expanded. Fence Battler. I think Power Expand is probably better out of the two because it has removal. The Fence Battler I actually don't like. I don't think it's good. It seems okay having a 20k blocker, but this card can just be removed. So, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll pass. I think this is definitely the better blocker out of the two. So we're just going to pass on this guy here. Alright, then we said for the 1-drop Krillins, for the cantrip. That way we also just see the card. Right. Now, the other question is I don't think we have an Android card that we can search that is a super combo. That actually draws us a card, right? Like you can do, I think you can do Bionic Blitz, and then the team up attack, but we don't really want any of those. We're probably just going to run the Krillin super combo, which I don't see here. So let's go to Krillin, and there we go. So we have Absolute Guard. This is from the new set. We run this because it's searchable. That's kind of the main reason. It's a searchable super combo, so we're going to keep that in the deck. Krillin helping his hand. This is another family. This is another new card. I didn't really talk about it too much just because I don't know if it's going to be good or not. But if your leader's Android 18, you draw a card, search top 7, add up to 1 Krillin or Android 18. Among them, if you added a card, shuffle your deck, and if you place a Krillin or Android 18 in your drop, then you get the restand energy. So you draw a card, search top 7, put a Krillin or an Android 18 in the drop area. Again, it's kind of cool, but having extra cards that don't do anything on defense is kind of a waste of space, unfortunately. There's not too much reason to actually run those cards, at least in the current meta we're in, so we're going to stay away from that card. So for this guy, this is for Tournament Power. Krillin the Cunning, this is a really cool card. That's searchable, so if you're playing against in Blue Mirrors, being able to search out your Krillin, it's actually kind of fire, so that's a really cool thing to notice. But this card here we're going to run. I think this card here is actually going to be very, very unique for this particular deck. So if your leader's blue and there's a multicolor card in your energy, this card, when it's comboed, it becomes a 10k. Having pseudo combos in blue is pretty cool, and also having it searchable is also very cool. And also being able to play this card back out off of the, I think you can play it off of it, right? No, it's 3 or it's 3. So can't play this back out, but doesn't matter. We still have a searchable pseudo combo. They can be searched off of discard. So that's really cool. Okay, so we got rid of that kind of stuff. So let's go back to Android 18. Just want to see what we have. This card's not. This card doesn't work because your Z Battle card is not a. Nope, just an Earthling. So that doesn't work. So we're gonna pass on that. This card, however, I think will be useful. We're going to run 3 of the Android 18, let the battle begin. So this gives us a defensive counterplay. If your leader is an Android card, which it is, we have a specific cost, units into 2 or more. This card becomes a 1 cost. It bottom decks a 4 or less. I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say it's really, really good. That hits a lot of cards, 4 or less. So we're definitely going to run that in the deck. And let's see if there's anything else here. Let's see, we have Android 17 supporting his sister. Restand a 5 or less. Doesn't really do much. This is good. This card's really good. This is a free negate, and you can play it from. You can play it for free by placing 2 blue non-leader cards from underneath your leader in the drop area, which is really cool. So we're actually going to put this card in as 3 of. Because this is available probably as early as turn 2. So just having a free battle card negate, this is nuts. And this is also why I think Cumber is good, because Cumber also has one of these as well. So this is just good in Archetype negate. There's some other cool cards here. This card's cool if you have a blue or green multicolor in your energy. When you combo this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and a cost of 1 returns to its hand. That's kind of cool. We have Pincer Attack, which you can give your leader double strike by comboing a Krillin, but our Z leader does have double strike, kind of. So we don't really need this combo. It just doesn't do too much. The rest of these cards, I don't really think we need too many of them. We're getting pretty close. We want to try to stay as 50 as close as possible. So we'll go into Mention Magic. Now there is the new, I actually don't remember what that card is called. Look it up real quick. What is that card called? It's the new, yeah, it's called Unstoppable Technique. It's the new Android. Show it here on the screen real quick. This guy. Yeah, Unstoppable Technique. This actually might be a decent card to run because you are able to... it's a free negate, restands an energy, and then also gives you a token. But I don't know. I mean, D-Magic obviously kind of does... D-Magic does the same thing, and also you have the ability of Sparking, which restands 2 energy. So, yeah, I don't know. It's probably in the middle somewhere. I think it's probably in the middle. But we're going to go D-Magic for now. And then 2 cents a bean just because we are at blue deck. I don't know if you need more than 2 cents a bean. Cents a bean just feels worse and worse now with the, the erratas. All right, so we're at what? 44 cards. Secret Rare gives us 45, so maybe 5 more cards. It's not too much to really play around with. We're gonna be comboing some cards, so I'd say a good card to run would probably be like Goku Black. I think this card's pretty decent. We'll do a 2 of for we'll do two for now. Two is good. Obviously, another good card would be the Android 17 winner stamp. This guy, Defending Friends, because this card is searchable, which is really cool. So we actually can search this off of the this 18 as well as this 18, and that's pretty good. Having a 1-drop Floodgate that's searchable, and it's also in Archetype, which is kind of cool. So that's actually really powerful for this deck. Negates. What else do we got? We could probably do chilled. Chilled could work. Too chilled. Now I do think you should run an Overrealm. It's risky, but you only have 1, so I mean your chances of hitting it probably are pretty slim. But Assault Disguise is probably a good Overrealm that most people should just have now, since it was reprinted and it's for whatever reason the gold foiled championship, at least from the making of this video, the gold champ pack Mira is cheaper than the original Mira, which the new one's like black and gold. It looks much better than this one, but for whatever reason that one's just more money, probably because it's a draft box card. So we're gonna do this guy. It's a 1-drop 30k double strike that draws a card and restands an energy, so you're gonna end up getting that energy back. That's pretty powerful, I would say. You can do that or Mirror Creator Absorb, I think either one. And then obviously the secret we're gonna do is gonna be Gohan. Now this might change in the future. We know about, or you should know about, the Android 21 secret that's going to be coming out in the new set. I'm pretty sure that was showed off or leaked or something, because I'm definitely not the one spoiling that. That information is definitely already out there, which we don't actually have access to yet on Deviant Deck Planet, because why would we have access to it? That card I want to read a little bit more. I think that card might be the secret that you play in the deck. But Gohan does a lot for you, obviously, being able to remove the board, but also this card can restand your leader, which gives you another 30k double strike swing. So this just gives you another level of of aggro that a lot of blue decks don't really have the ability to deal with. Now we go to the Z deck, and this is pretty simple. Obviously we're gonna start off with 1 Z leader. Let's go to do this. So start with 1 Z leader. and then one of each of the Krillin 17. You're probably never going to play more than one of these guys, because when you Z stack is when you actually play these cards out. Yeah, so you're only going to ever Z stack these guys one time, so there's no reason to play multiple. But now this just gives us an ability just to play, like, you know, the good stuff. So you have like one Beerus. You can do a Goku depending on the format. You can do a Cell. Probably do a Vegito. Actually, we'll probably do 2 Beerus and then 1 Goku. Yeah. And we can't use Goku's effect because our leader's not a superhero, but I think that's pretty good. You also can do this Goku too by pitching a mono blue. Or just pitching an extra card, and you can draw a card. And then if it's a mono blue, or if it's a blue extra card, you can put it underneath your leader when you swing. So that's kind of cool, but this is probably what we're going to go with. I think this is pretty solid. Pretty solid list here. Honestly, it's pretty easy to make because most of the cards are going to be in Archetype. Now, as stuff comes out, we might get some new promo cards. You could probably dive into some more green or blue-green stuff. Like, for example, one thing you could run is the big 8-drop Cell from Gamma. That's a possibility because you're gonna be running green. You can run cards like you know, Piccolo Simulated Ability. You know, you can go into some really good green tech. Problem is that you're kind of removing the part of the deck that why this deck is really good is that this deck can go really low to the ground and swing a bunch. That's kind of what we want to focus on. So adding a lot of these other multicolor cards are sweet, but it makes the deck really, really heavy. So I think that's probably it. This is probably one of the better. Like I said, you know, the deck just does kind of build itself. Let's kind of be honest here, right? I didn't do anything crazy here, but you can kind of see here, like, it's very quickly just to kind of build the deck. I think this card here, the Heavy Kick Krillin, is going to be a very crucial card for this deck. So if you don't have a copy of this card, I'd pick them up now. Between that and then the defense you have with the counterplay and the Android 17 free negate, you have, and your floodgate, like this deck is just, it's solid. It's a very solid deck. So obviously we'll see when the TPs come out if anything changes. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you guys for the support, and I will see you guys in the next video.